everyone. We are the first reporter of this subject. Rona! Pasok!
Thank you, Kayla. First, what is forest extension? Forest extension is a system of inculcating knowledge, values, and skills relevant to the target group that individuals or groups may develop themselves and improve their environment. It is an organized program of information, education, and service designed to promote favorable attitudes and geared toward forest conservation. In my own understanding, forest extension is about to educate the groups or individuals on how to develop and improve our environment. Main purpose: to help people to examine problems which are affecting their lives, to consider if they may be solved or at least alleviated by using forestry techniques which within the range of their skills and financial resources.
Function. The function of forestry extension, therefore, is not to move into an area and meet, to some extent, what appears to the extension staff to be a need, and then hope that the people will adapt and extend the activity until the problem is finally solved. To widen their knowledge and experience beyond the immediate range of their crops and animals, to understand more fully how trees or forests fit into the pattern of their lives and whether they are being used or cared for as wisely as they should be. So, the function of forestry extension is to disseminate
So my topic is targets of forestry extension. First, the internal publics, composed of extension agents of forestry and non-forestry government agencies, rural development workers, and other forestry interest groups. The aim is to improve their skills and competencies as development workers. Also, internal publics, which refers to those who work and have a role in an organization, such as employees, management, and their family members, and it deals with whatever is happening inside the organization or the individuals employed by an agency. Next is external publics. These are the people whose attitudes, values, knowledge, and practices are to be changed, and it deals with communications outside of the organization, such as press, release, speech, and interview preparation, or discussing information with community groups. And this is interact with this outsider organization. And this is the people and organization outside of the company that are doing business with an agency. And the example of external publics is the consumers or the customers, community, mass media, government, institution, and action of groups. Next is targets of forestry extension. Number 1 is policymakers and other government officials. 2 is lumbermen, loggers, processors, and forestry business people. Number 3 is upland farmers and squatters. 4 is lowland farmers. 5 is youth. 6 is rural folks. 7 is indigenous people. And that would be all. Thank you.
Factors to be considered in using the tools and methods of forestry extension. A. The audience. B. The problem areas. From the audience, composed of kind of people, their education, abilities, needs, location, and etc. For kinds of people, you should consider their age, their background. Dapat sensitive ka sa mga audience nimo. For their education, tan-awon nimo kung unsay status sa ilahang mga nahibalaan. For abilities, kailangan nimong i-consider kung unsay ilang kayang mahimo o kung unsay nahimo na nila. For their needs, kung unsay ilahang panginahanglanon. Location, tan-awon nimo ang ilang area. And from the problem areas, identify the problem situation of the concerned audience. Example, before ka mohatag sa extension, you must identify first kung unsa ang kailangan anang specific area. Halimbawa, kung naa sila sa dapit sa dagat, imo po dunahon-naon kung unsay mga panginahanglanon o kung unsay posibleng problema nila ana in terms sa mga season nga moabot sa ilahang nabuhi.
Forest extension both on society and school. So society, the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. And school, an institution where instruction is given, especially to person under college age. The children are at school, an institution for instruction in a particular skill or field, a college or university. Society refers to a group of persons who share a culture, a government, institution, land, a set of social relationship. While the word school is normally associated to buildings, students, curriculum,
So, my topic is all about forestry extension on society. So, what is forestry extension on society? It is refers to the management of forests for the benefits of local communities. It includes aspects such as forest management, forest protection, and afforestation of deforested lands with the objective of improving the rural, environmental, and social development. Unlike other forestry projects, in the settings of social forestry, the needs of local community comes first. So, for example, in the statement about forest management, so people the forestry extension gives information to the how to manage the forest correctly and how to protect the forest accurately, and it gives us information that in deforested land we should plant trees and make a forest a better forest. And the social forestry, the needs of the local communities comes first. For example, is agriculture. Naka-benefits ang local communities. Example, planting palay and plantation like for example is Falcata plantation, which pag abot na sa years ma-harvest na siya, in which maka-benefits ang local communities and maka-kuan gyapon ta sa forest, maka-benefits gyapon sa forest. For this reason, the main goal of social forestry is to grow trees and plantation to meet the growing needs of people in reference to increased demand for timber, wood, food, fuel, and food to reduce the pressure and dependency of traditional forest areas in which the people, yes, the statement that the people is increased, naga-increase ang demand niya. So, the social forestry, ang goal sa social forestry is to grow more trees in which makakuan siya, makapag-abot sa mga 3 to 5 years, maka-harvest na og timber nga makakuan sa housing, sa wood, kanang falkata ibaligya sa food. From that growing tree, we can harvest food para sa people, para makakuan ta, maka-benefit sa people. And plantation, example, plantation kaning falcata plantation or mga banana plantation, which may makakuan siya sa food or sa wood nga mga demand. So the purpose of social forestry is helping the environment. So dili siya not just it is not only helping the people but also the environment. Environment, all the animals, kay kung makakuan man ta, makagrow ta og mga trees, more trees sa environment or sa forest, makakuan pud siya sa mga habitat, maka-build ta og new home for the habitats, and social and rural development also. Next is the audience for the forestry extension for society. So the upland farmers or kaingiros and squatter. This gives the information that upland farmers that kaingin is not is not healthy for the forest. Lowland farmers, for example, is mga nagtanim og palay, makakuan sila, maka-gain sila information about sa pagtanom og correctly. Sa lumber, loggers, and processor, makakuan sila unsa ang mga pila ka years ang maka-harvest bali, or kanang information on how to grow the plants correctly para mutambok siya. Next is a youth, for us to know what should we do for the future or for the next generation. So forestry business people, the rural folks, and the indigenous people in which nagpuyupod sila sa forest. That's all for my report. Thank you.
I will be your last reporter into this session. My name is Kyla Joy Salve Damaan. A while ago, Mrs. Autida discussed to us the definition of school. So now I will discuss to you what is forestry extension in school. It refers to formal and informal training such as workshops, seminars, conferences, demonstrations, and other undertakings. It also enhances the capacity of community to identify the problems and their potential solution. It includes research. So, workshops, seminars, conferences, demonstrations, and undertakings are all involve the forest. It's because the forestry extension is to disseminate informations about our forest or our nature. So it also enhances the capacity of community to identify the problems and their potential solution. So the community or the people itself in the community benefits we benefits from the forest. So that's why there's a community involved in forestry extension on school. So when we identify such problems, we conduct research. By that research, we would be able to know a potential solution for that problem. It's because extension on school or education and community developments are two sides of the coins, meaning they would not be separate because they really are involved with each other. to educate people through persuasion, conviction, and understanding. So, from the definition a while ago that, for example, seminars. So, through seminars, people may be persuaded to take good care of our nature and also to understand why it is very important to take good care of our forest lands and other parts of the nature, and is also tool for community development. So community development are really very they are involved with each other. So target audience: foresters, forest landowners, policymakers, and the public. So the audience of this one is the foresters. So it's because we foresters are also one of those people who take part in taking care of our forest. So that's why we need to know more or understand more, because we are the one who persuades the other people. Also, the forest landowners to immediately know other solution if their lands were have problems. The policymakers, it's because they are the ones who make the policy, so they also need to know why such policy are very important, especially when it comes to forest, and also the public. That's one of the main purpose, the pub to disseminate information to the public on what's the state of our forest and nature. So that would be all. Thank you.